All right, class, this is Mr. Beller. I'm sorry I can't be there today. I woke up not feeling well at all. So here's the agenda today. We got a writing workshop number 2. Uh, we do not need that link yet. And then I will videotape and post a portion of the lecture for today. All right, the writing workshop. So yesterday, my B-Day people, they looked at this prompt. To what extent can it be said that the First World War was caused by the Alliance system? And this is really important to listen to this process. And then what they did is my 1B class took that and they got into groups, same groups as they had the previous class period when they were looking at the triangle 9 and the triangulation, and each group wrote a introduction paragraph. Then after each group was finished writing the intro paragraph, this took about 20 minutes. We did a gallery walk, and each group went to the other groups. They read their introduction paragraph. And they cycled through all the groups and they came back to their own. Then, as a group, they voted for the best intro paragraph. I'm not saying that this is a perfect intro paragraph, but this is the one they voted on. So the user then posted this to a Google Doc, and there it is. Then my 4B class took that intro paragraph and went through the same process. They got into groups. They took about 20-25 minutes to write their first body paragraph. They did a gallery walk as a group. They cycled through all of them. They voted as a group on the best one, and the one that got the most votes, all right, is the one that you see here. So if you're my 1A class, your job is to go through that same process and write the second body paragraph. If you're my 2A class, your job is to go through that process and write the third body paragraph. Once you have gone through that process and you've gone through the gallery walk, and I'm going to let Lexi and Cole, you guys will be the timekeepers and you'll be the facilitators to keep this thing moving. Once you spend about 20 minutes or so on your body paragraph, take about 5 minutes and go through that gallery walk and look at each body paragraph. And then Lexi and Cole, why don't you guys facilitate the voting process? Each group as a whole votes for the best one. Whoever wins, all right, use that link and post your body paragraph to the Google Doc. All right, so by the end of today, we should have an intro paragraph, one body paragraph from 4B, one body paragraph from 1A, one body paragraph from 2A. If there's any questions, you can send me a remind. And then the link to the Rights for War, that will be up on the board. Thanks. All right, class, this is Mr. Beller. I apologize that I can't be there today, but I woke up and I was not feeling well at all. So here's a plan for the sub today. Remember, I have Kayla. You're taking the attendance today, so just make sure that you're doing that. So we're looking at being able to start to compare Spanish, French, and English or British colonization. And so we're doing this a couple different ways. The first, you're going to start off with crash course video number 2. You're welcome to use a laptop. You're welcome to work together in groups of 2. All right, so you're watching this video. But while you're watching this video, this is where you probably need to work with a partner here. You want to answer these questions there. All right, so this the first link is the link to crash course number 2. And you might want to use a cell phone, or a laptop for that one. And then the second link will send you to a Google form. We make sure that you're going to have to sign into your WCPSS account through Canvas. You're going to have to probably open up a private browser. But these are the questions, and so as you're watching the video, you need to answer these questions. Once you submit those questions, it will automatically score them for me, and you can see your score. The second thing we're doing, French, Spanish, and British source analysis. This is a major assignment. The sub has a handout, and the handout is our primary and secondary sources, and they deal with the Spanish, the French, and the British. The sources aren't too long, but you need to answer each question. The last question on the handouts, when it says compare and contrast, how would you categorize, Spanish conquest, and how do they differ, how are they similar from the French and the British? That last question on each one you might have to do at the very end. All right, so I would answer the questions dealing with the sources first. Then once you've answered all the sources, then go back and answer that very last question that's asking you how to compare and contrast the Spanish, the French, and the British. Make sure that you are getting your stuff together for the portfolio notebook. Make sure you're doing your homework assignments that you can find on Canvas. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to shoot me a reminder. Make sure, Kayla, you're going to also be responsible for making sure that I have 10 laptops back at the very end. The last thing that you need to do after you do the source analysis is this check for understanding. So you have a couple options here. So your job is to complete one of these options. They're all asking you to give me the same sort of information, but just in a different format. So use those tiny URLs to help you out. Pick an option here for your check for understanding. You're going to have to use a sheet of notebook paper to replicate that graphic organizer, and you want to fill in those boxes. For instance, if you wanted to do the social studies textbook page, you would go to that link. You would then copy down on a sheet of notebook paper, right? This, right? So basically, it's your name and topic, and then you'd pick one of these. If you were doing the textbook page, you would have to draw a sheet 6 boxes, right? Provide the heading for each box, and then you would have to fill that in. All right. If you have any questions about those, shoot me a reminder or come ready for questions on Friday. To help you out, I've also given you an extra resource. I would definitely use those. All right, to help you fill in any gaps of your learning. So to recap, you're going to need to work with somebody to do crash course number 2. There's a video link. There's a question link. You want to finish the source analysis, which is not too terribly long. All right, keep that for your portfolio notebook, and then this check for understanding. All right, you want to go to one of those links. You want to copy down the graphic organizer on a sheet of paper. You want to use your daily questions, use your homework, use the extra resource below to fill out the graphic organizer. And once again, you want to keep that for your portfolio notebook. All right, thanks a lot.